we've made some mistakes, y'all. And I think the first large mistake as business owners was, what are we doing? This was, written by yours truly, De'Von Travell. It's also good to know people's love language. Today, our love for our people will keep us going in those dark times. So again, core ideology. The different components that make up your core ideology are going to be, here we go. This is it? This is the best you can do?
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Melanated Married Millionaires in the Making show. King, where can I go to stay connected with us?
Y'all can stay tapped into the show at themforshow.com. That's themforshow.com. And you can follow us on Instagram at themforshow.
Now, let's get into the episode.
So in today's episode, love, what I would love to do is I want this to serve as a mastermind for business owners. Whether you're a solopreneur and it's just you, whether you're a couplepreneur, it's you and your loved one, or you're a group of friends. I feel like sometimes we get rolling, we get moving, and we don't take time to really sit down and figure out, what are we doing? Like you just keep reacting to the market, to customers, to opportunities, but you don't take time to figure out what is our true purpose and what is it that we want for the company.
Yeah.
Does that sound good when we do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So we did this very intentionally for Play Black Wall Street, I think maybe like 6 months ago. We went through and we built out our core ideology, which is your core kind of internal brand and identity as a business. And speaking of identity, if you don't know, my name is De'Von Travell, creator of Black Wall Street, the board game, and co-host of the Melanated Married Millionaires in the Making podcast with my beautiful, amazing logistics queen herself. Please introduce yourself.
What is up, everybody? My name is Sinclair, aka the Health Nerd.
You are now tuned into the M4 show. If you're watching this for the first time, this particular episode, maybe you're driving, right? Maybe you're cleaning the kitchen, maybe you're going on a run. Don't worry, soak it all in. But I highly encourage you double back and take notes on this episode, all right? Because it's going to be a good one. So again, core ideology. The different components that make up your core ideology are going to be your core values as a business, right? What does your business stand for, regardless of making money, regardless of what your customers are saying? What does your business stand for as a personification of you and your collective founders and other people in the business? Number two, your purpose, your core purpose. Why does this podcast, why does this board game, why does this book, why does this clothing brand, why does this theme park, whatever it is, why does it exist at its core? Number three, its mission, right? What does it do? How does it do it? Why does it do it? And who does it do it for? And then lastly,
The vision.
Ooh, the vision, right? The vision. How is your brand, how is your company going to change the world? These are the different components that we're about to talk about right now. Before we get into it, which one is your favorite, Sinclair? Which piece of the core ideology in developing our brand, developing our companies has been like, ooh, I really like doing this or talking about this?
I think I like the vision the best, just because I feel like it's fun to think about, in an ideal world, the impact that your business, this thing that can seem so small, like it's just me and you, that can, make this really big difference in the world, if we do it right. So I think of the vision as cool, because I feel like you can also kind of reverse engineer it. Right. So it's almost cool to kind of start with like the macro of like, what do you want this to do in the world? And then how do we now make that applicable to like how our business works on a day-to-day basis?
I like that. Mine is going to be mission, because it's action oriented. I do like vision. I feel like I'm a big visionary type person, but I think what I like about the mission, especially from what was this book called, How to Grow Your Small Business by Donald Miller. We're going to talk about this one in a second, but it talks about how you should really break it down into specific goals. And I feel like whenever I read our new mission, I get energized. Like this is what we do, this is why we do it, and this is by the time we're going to achieve it. It always gets me pumped up. So it's good. And of course, if you haven't noticed, one, I'm a nerd and I have a problem with books. It's it's kind of a big problem.
Yeah.
But number 2, we will be pulling from primarily 3, a little bit 4 different books. So we got the first one, Queen. What's that?
How to Grow Your Small Business by Donald Miller.
Boom, right? Sometimes we look at Apple, we look at Amazon, and we try to emulate the mission, vision, and all the core values that they have. But they're multi-million, billion-dollar companies. They've been going for years, and we should definitely have the aspirations, but we can't build our small business the way that a big business is building right now. Right. So I think this business or this book really has you backtrack a little bit and get really narrow, really specific on what does it look like to grow your small business. And small business is less than 100 employees. You're making less than $6 million a year. So, I mean, you can still be really popping with the small business.
Yeah.
Another really good one, 22 Immutable Laws of Branding, right? And there's another book called 22 Immutable Laws of Marketing. Both books are basically the same laws, to be honest with you. You can get one book and you can apply them to marketing or branding. But we'll pull from this one. What's the third one?
Built to Last, Successful Habits of Visionary Companies by Jim Collins.
Go ahead and hold that up for the lovely people. Boom. So this one's a really good one, talking about, again, visionary companies that have been around for 50 plus years and why they've been around so long. And it's because they have that strong foundation in their core values and core ideology. And then lastly, my personal favorite, we got Launch It, 7 Steps to Launch Your Business. This was, written by yours truly, De'Von Travell. But it's after reading these 3 books, after reading Powernomics, after reading Think and Grow Rich, after reading all these books, I kind of put my own spin on it and put into 7 simple steps to help start and grow your business. So Launch It, also available on Amazon.
And having lived the experience of starting a business.
After going through a business,
Right.
after failing a couple times, put all those mistakes into the book. And we now teach a 10-week long program and curriculum based on the book as well to middle school, high school, and this year, the babies, elementary school students as well. All right. So that's where we're pulling from. If you're listening for the first time, don't worry about it. Rewind, circle back, get these books on Amazon. Highly encourage it. Great books for anyone interested in building a personal brand or a business, period. Okay. Now, getting into it, we've made some mistakes, y'all. And I think the first large mistake as business owners was our brand wasn't aligned with our product and with the perception of what the audience or what our customers thought we were going to be providing to them. And we started, if you don't know, in 2016, we started True Health Forever, and we have 4 health pillars. We had economic health, we had spiritual health, we had physical health, and we had social health. But at that point, we had no products, right? So we were right out of college. We were like, we want to change the world. We want to make everybody healthy and give a healthy culture. We're going to do huzzah, right? Huzzah. We're going to do YouTube videos. We're going to have masterminds. We're going to do all this stuff. But at this point, we had no products. It was all YouTube. The first product that we created was Black Wall Street, the board game, in 2017, right? So imagine it. True Health Forever website, all health related, holistic health. True Health Forever Instagram, all health related, holistic health. And then out of nowhere comes Black Wall Street, the board game. In our head, in our vision, it made sense.
It fell under the economic health pillar.
Right. It made perfect sense to us and to our vision. But to our customers, it was a complete bifurcation, complete separation, right, into 2 parts, bifurcation. Hopefully that's the correct definition, I'll be honest with you. But a complete separation of health versus Black Wall Street, Black people. A lot of folks were even confused. They were like, is True Health Forever even a Black owned company? Like, why are you doing Black Wall Street, the board game? People started asking for refunds from the game because they thought it was a health scam when they saw like True Health Forever on their credit card statement, but they had bought no supplements. So it was just a lot of struggle and I think resistance and friction. I think that's the word I want to use. It was a lot of friction to people supporting Black Wall Street, the board game, just because of the brand Play Black Wall Street. So that was our first major mistake and our first time that we were like, you know what, let's sit down and let's circle back to the branding and what we're trying to actually do. And then that's where we came up with Play Black Wall Street. All right. But I tell that story to say, you want to own a word or a particular concept in the minds of your customers, your friends, and your family. Right. And that's pulling straight from the 22 laws of branding. All right. Queen, what do you think about that? While I look for a section to read, what do you think about owning a word or a concept in the minds of your friends, families, and customers?
I think it's important because it allows you to be that go-to resource that people find when they are looking for Black history knowledge, when they're looking for a board game, when they're looking for real estate, when they're looking for, whatever your word is going to be. At least that's what I'm gathering from what you're saying, is they should associate you with this word. Yes. So that whenever this word comes up or whenever they're thinking about this, they now are coming to you as a resource to buy a product or to see what else you got going or to play your game or whatever it is. But it keeps that brand top of mind in the customer.
Exactly, right? So we're pulling from chapter 5 of 22 immutable laws of branding, and chapter 5 is called the law of the word, which sounds biblical.
Right.
It does sound biblical, but it's the law of the word. A brand should strive to own a word in the mind of their consumer. So a few examples. Kleenex. The ultimate word to own in the mind is the name of the category itself. When this happens, your brand becomes a generic brand. Kleenex is both the name of the brand and the name of the category. Lawyers hate generic brands, but the marketing people love them. The truth is, many brands become generic in mind, but few brands lose their trademark rights in the courtroom. All right, so that's one example. Let's see if we can find one more example. Let's go with ragu. I want to say wagyu so bad. Maybe because it's a steak. Because I want steak. We're on the Daniel fast, so we haven't eaten meat in how many days has it been?
What's the?
Today's the 14th, 12? So it's been 12 days. I want some wagyu. But ragu, the spaghetti sauce leader, expanded its line to 6 different varieties. As a result, ragu became vulnerable to more focused competitors like Prego. Prego narrowed the focus to one type of spaghetti sauce. When you think of Prego, what do you think? What comes to your mind? I know you do homemade sauce, so you don't even buy it.
It's like marinara sauce.
Marinara sauce. So the word that Prego owns is thick. All right, so they have thick sauce. As a result, Prego was able to own the word thick in the mind and became a strong number 2 brand. All right. Now the word that we own, the concept that we own, I think, is Black Wall Street. Whenever anyone watches anything, and if it mentions Black Wall Street, I'm getting a text, I'm getting a call, right? So there's this new movie with Leonardo DiCaprio, something of the something moon. Something of the flower moon, but they mention Tulsa, they mention Black Wall Street and what happened. And I got family members, I got friends that are like, oh, bro, you definitely need to make sure you watch this movie because they mentioned Black Wall Street in Tulsa and I know you'll love it, right? Or when Watchmen was going on and it was very popular and they showed the race riots in a flashback of the episode of The Watchmen. Again, people are DMing me, calling me because they know we are associated with Black Wall Street. And to me, that means we're doing a great job.
Yeah.
Right? If people see Black Wall Street or it's mentioned and automatically they think of De'Von and Sinclair, our branding is on point because in their mind, we own the concept of Black Wall Street. So you want your brand to own a word or a concept in the minds of your friends, family, and customers. So when opportunities come up, right? If someone's like, man, it's Black History Month. We want to do something about money and finances. Man, it would be great if we can get someone to talk about Black Wall Street. If one of our friends or families in that room, they're gonna be like, oh, I got the perfect people for you, right? So my question to you, Queen, for M4, right, for Melanated Married Millionaires in the making, what word, what concept do we want to own, right? I know that this is live brainstorming for us because we're really trying to strengthen our M4 core ideology. What words do you think we should attempt to own?
the first thing that came to mind was generational wealth. But I don't know, like it doesn't, that's not in our name.
No.
So like if it should be one of our M's, then I don't know, it's hard because it's like they all describe a part of who we are,
Right.
but none of those one words describe fully what we do. So, but maybe millionaires might be the closest thing.
So I was thinking married millionaires.
Married millionaire.
Right. So like the overall concept that I think I want us to own is when there's couples together that are trying to build wealth, when there's families that are trying to build wealth, whether it's through real estate, entrepreneurship, stock market, whatever it is, when you know you have a strong, beautiful couple and the goal is to build wealth, think of M4.
I like it.
Right? Like, oh, when you see a beautiful, strong, successful couple, oh, y'all must know about M4, right? Oh, no, wait, what's that? Oh, y'all would love it since y'all travel, since you have this business, since you're married, since you're amazing, you would definitely love M4.
Yeah.
I think that's the vibe I'm going for.
Okay.
Yeah, you dig that?
Yeah.
Okay. That's step one. What word or concept do you want to own in the minds of your customers? Now, let's keep it going let's talk about our mission. You good with that?
Yeah.
All right. So we used to go with this concept that your mission should be what you do, how you do it, who you do it for, right? But in reading How to Build Your Small Business by Donald Miller, he really makes you get much more specific in what your mission is. He has you build out what are your 3 economic goals for the business. Like, what do you want to achieve? Sometimes profit, revenue, they're bad words in business sometimes, or at least when you're talking to like your customers. But the truth of the matter is you need profit to survive.
Yeah.
Right? Even as a non-profit business, you need to have a surplus of grant money or a surplus of donations coming in than what's being given out, or else you won't be able to sustain the amazing impact that you're having, right? And Built to Last, we're jumping around all types of books. In Built to Last, they talk about profit being the lifeblood of your business, the pumping heart of your business, and what allows you to create the impact and do the purpose work that you want, all right? So with that being said, in your mission statement, you should have 3 tangible economic goals that you want to achieve by the date you want to achieve them, right? So put a deadline on it, and then why this is important. What is the motivation for achieving these goals? What will your business, or what will you as a business owner be able to do when you achieve these 3 economic goals? Okay. So we've done some remixing to the Play Black Wall Street mission statement. Queen, go ahead and let the folks know what our new Play Black Wall Street mission statement is, and eventually we want to do a new M4 mission statement.
Yeah. So we will increase our financial literacy mentorship program to 50 sites, our Black Wall Street board game sales to 3,000 games, and our speaking engagements to 25 engagements annually by June 2025, because our community deserves the education and empowerment needed to achieve financial freedom.
All right, now one more time, I need you to put some oomph into it, right? Put some energy into that. Let me see it one more time.
We will increase our financial literacy mentorship program to 50 sites, our Black Wall Street board game sales to 3,000 games,
Talk to 'em.
and our speaking engagements to 25 engagements annually
By when?
June 2025.
Why?
Because our community deserves the education and empowerment needed to achieve financial freedom.
Do y'all feel that energy? And maybe this is just me, but like we read these in our weekly meetings out loud every single week. Sometimes we read it, sometimes our staff members read it, and literally every single time after I hear it, I'm pumped up and ready to go, right? And I think that's what you want within your business. You want to continue to pour in energy and keep the hard work going, right? Because we know it gets hard.
It does.
Right? We know there's days where you get real tired, real drained after doing your work. Maybe you're not getting the results that you want. Maybe you've been cold calling all day and you just are drained because people aren't picking up the phone, or they keep saying no. And I feel like having this mission statement that clearly outlines where you're going and what you're doing, to me, gives me energy and it gives me that North Star. Like, okay, this is the direction that we're going. Let's just keep going towards this end goal, right? So have your 3 economic goals, measurable goals, right? 50 sites. We want to be at 50 different schools per year by June 2025. We'll be able to measure, did we get to 50, right? Are we at 30? Are we at 55? We can for sure check that off. Selling 3,000 games per year, we can easily measure, did we sell 3,000? Were we under? Were we over? 25 paid speaking engagements per year. And that's something that I definitely needed to put in there, because the queen knows I'll speak for free.
He sure will.
I will
every
speak
time
for free. So if we just put 25 engagements on there, it would be easy to get to 25 because I would do 15 for free. But we want to make sure that we have 25 paid speaking engagements with the brand, uplifting the ideals of Black Wall Street and teaching financial literacy. Okay. Now, hopefully that makes sense, right? Again, pause it, rewind it, take notes, and talk amongst your group on what's our 3 goals that we want to achieve economically for our business that will help us keep doing the great work that we're doing. Okay, that's the mission statement. Now, moving to vision. And your vision is, what impact do you want to have on society, right? When you think of 10 years, 20 years, 30 years down the road, how has Play Black Wall Street or M4 shifted society or shifted culture? Another, I think, kind of way of viewing it is, if you were to go walk into glory, right, become an ancestor, and now it's 100 years later, what do you want the people working for your company to still be striving for, right? Because your mission is, we said 2025, that's going to get achieved within our lifetime. The vision is something that people will continue to strive for even past your lifetime to achieve, okay? Queen.
King.
Queen.
King.
Go ahead and read our new vision. And then we also have a vision, and then we have a vision statement. Break it down.
Our vision is to become the #1 source for financial literacy and Black history education in the nation.
Boom. That's what we are continuously striving for. Now read our beautiful vision statement.
We will teach and empower future generations of community-focused entrepreneurs. We will make financial literacy fun and accessible to scholars throughout the world. I'm hoping I'm reading the right thing. Our ancestors will light our path to success, and our love for people will guide us through dark times. We will teach and serve with a smile and positive energy. Our work will close the wealth gap, strengthen financial roots, and water seeds of prosperity yet to be planted.
What? What? You can't read that and not be inspired, at least for us, right? And it's written for us, it's written for our team. It's very, I think, in alignment with our frequencies and our consciousness, with having the ancestors in there, with, you know, our love for people will help us through dark times, right? Those times where the POs are taking forever, those times where it's raining and doom and gloom outside, those times where we're tired and we've been on cold calls and meetings all day. Our love for our people will keep us going in those dark times. We also have something in there on, we will plant the seeds for roots. Say that part one more time, 'cause I like that part. I don't know who wrote this, but I like that part.
Our work will close the wealth gap, strengthen financial roots, and water seeds of prosperity yet to be planted.
Oof, right? So when we talk about generational wealth, right, watering the seeds yet to be planted. So we're going to not just impact this generation through our mentorship program. We're not just impacting, you know, these families through playing Black Wall Street, the board game, but there's unborn seeds that will be impacted just by the work that we're doing to impact people that are already here. So I love that vision statement. And this, there's two things, right? There's your vision, right? Short, brief, one sentence. And then there's the statement. And the statement can be more internal, and it's almost like a creed or a mantra, right? You read this and it kind of is supposed to remind you of why you're here and the purpose of being a part of the team. So the vision statement, we don't put on the website. We don't, not to say that you can't, we don't. But it's that internal thing to motivate you and just to be your North Star once again. Okay. So have your vision, one sentence that you can give out to your customers that lets them know what you're doing and what impact you want to have, and then have that internal vision statement for you and the team. Now, something that is also in there, and I forgot to put it in the outline, but you want to also have your core values, right? Your core values and your purpose for your company. And again, your values are things that really guide your identity within your business, regardless of making profit. All right, so these are words, these are concepts that you want to make sure are associated and ingrained in your staff. So for us, Queen, what are our core values for Play Black Wall Street?
Education, innovation, love, empowerment, legacy, and excellence.
Boom. Okay, so in everything that we do, we want to make sure that it's excellent. Whether we're doing something for free for a church, whether we're getting paid thousands of dollars for a speaking engagement, they should get the same level of experience, right? Education, no matter what we're doing, regardless of profit, we want to make sure we are educating our people. No matter what we're doing, we want to make sure we're coming from a place of love, right? Empathy. So what are your core values? I would say probably no more than 8, no more than 6, right? What would you say? How many core values do you think would be good?
I think 6 is good because it's one of those of like, if everything is important to you, then nothing is important to you. So it really forces you to prioritize like what is important to your business. So I think 6 is a good number. That's what we have here.
Boom.
I think that was already hard to narrow down to.
That was very hard.
But that again, that exercise you start to dwindle down to, just because it's not on the list doesn't mean it's not important, but these are the most important things.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Speaking of most important, our purpose, right? Which is going to fall kind of in line with your vision, but this is why does your company exist, right? Why are you literally here on this earth? You could have been doing any other type of business. You could have been working your 9 to 5. You could have been on the beaches of Belize, not working at all, right? Why did you choose to start this brand and start this company? So for Play Black Wall Street, Queen, go ahead and say our core purpose.
We exist to uplift the legacy of Black Wall Streets and increase the number of financially free, community-focused entrepreneurs.
Boom. All right. One more time. I like hearing it. One more time.
We exist to uplift the legacy of Black Wall Streets.
Streets, multiple, right? A lot of people only think about Tulsa's Black Wall Street, but there's Black Wall Streets in Durham, North Carolina, and Bronzeville, Chicago, and Rosewood, Florida, Allensworth, California, and we want Play Black Wall Street to be able to expose people to all of these different legacies.
And increase the number of financially free, community-focused entrepreneurs.
Financially free, community-focused, right? We don't want to just impact the people that are out here trying to just get the bag and they're leaving the community behind. We want to make sure that we're teaching how do you build businesses that are solving problems in the community and helping to uplift the quality of life for the African diaspora broadly, but the community more generally, right? It's never for us, any company that we've started has never been just about making some money. It's always been about educating. It's always been about making an impact in the community. Not to say that your core purpose has to be like that as well. That's just us. So for you, what is the core purpose of your brands? Why do you exist? Who are you trying to impact? And that's it. That's it. Usually I try to do 3 for no reason. Those 2 things. Shout out to the Sigmas. I always like to do 3, but just those 2, right? Why do you exist? Who are you trying to impact? Keep it simple. Okay. Queen.
Okay.
I'm ready for the last one. You ready for the last one?
Let's do it.
So this is something that we got very specifically from How to Grow Your Small Business. This is something that we didn't do at all before reading this book. Mission, vision, core values, we've been doing for a while, right? We got from Built to Last, and I think those 3 are just kind of, you just know what to do in business for some reason. But this next one is completely new concept, but it's quickly becoming one of my favorite concepts and things to read in our weekly team meetings. And that is critical actions, right? These are things that, if done successfully within your business, from the CEO all the way down to the intern, if done successfully, you can't fail, right? If you're doing these things, it starts to build a company culture and it starts to build habits within the company that make it impossible to fail, all right? So we have, I think, five critical actions outlined. And if we do these things, right, again, in our classrooms, in our speaking engagements, as we design board games, as we write books, as we create animated series, if we do these 5 core things, I don't think Play Black Wall Street can fail. Queen.
King.
Core values. Critical actions.
Critical actions. We are educated on the history of Tulsa's Black Wall Street. We are committed to continual collective and individual development.
Boom. Let's stop right there. One, we shifted one of them, and I think it's not in this document, but we are educated on the legacy of Black Wall Streets, right? That is one of the top critical actions, because we can't uplift the legacy of Black Wall Streets if we're not first educated on the history of Black Wall Streets, right? So that's number 1. Number 2 is our commitment to continual collective and individual development.
Yep.
Right? So we need to make sure that we're getting better as people, right? So whether that's reading books, whether that's going to conferences, right? We need to make sure as individuals, we're continually getting better, but also as a team, how do we get better? So that's retreats, that's learning each other's personality types, that's traveling to Tulsa's Black Wall Street together to get that experience that we can build upon. We need to get better as individuals and as a team. Hit them with number 3.
We arrive on time and prepared every time to everything.
That is my favorite.
I know it.
That is my favorite one, right? We arrive on time and prepared every time to everything, whether it's a speaking engagement, paid, unpaid, whether it's a mentorship site, whether it's a game night, doesn't matter a virtual meeting, show up prepared and show up on time. And that's something that I feel like I really want to make sure our team embodies, because that's customer service, that's customer experience. And, you know, we have students that are sitting there waiting for us. They're only in class for an hour. If we show up 10, 15 minutes late, that's impact that we're missing out on, that the students are missing out on. So that's my favorite team, y'all already know. Number 4 is actually one of my top ones too. Go ahead. What's number 4?
They're all your favorite, De'Von.
Who wrote these?
We teach and learn with a smile and positive energy.
That's a good one, right? Queen, anything you want to say about that before I go on my high horse?
Just whatever energy you put out into the world is how it's going to be received. So especially if we're talking about like our program where we have our mentors standing up, delivering curriculum, talking about, you know, a specific business topic to elementary, middle school, and high schools, whatever energy is you know, given out is what they're going to give back. So if the energy is really like this and just not really there, then they're not going to act like they would want to be there either. And it's not going to be a positive experience on either side. But if you're there, you're giving the energy, right? Regardless of what you're given. I think that's the other important thing, is because students, you never know what they're going through. They may not, you know, always have a smile on their face, but regardless, we are there with positive energy, asking questions, being interactive, cracking cheesy jokes. We were just at the session at a high school this weekend. He was cracking jokes and nobody was laughing, and he was just like, just so y'all know, whether you laugh or not, I'm going to continue to make these jokes. And that's what I feel like. Either way. And that's what kind of broke the ice and like got people a little bit more relaxed. But yeah, I just think it's important to exude that energy, because that's what we're there to do.
For sure. And one of the key points in that critical action is we teach and learn. And I think sometimes as a teacher, you're taught that it's supposed to be one-sided, right? That the teacher is supposed to do all the teaching and the student's supposed to do all the learning. But we're finding a lot of times from our elementary school students, middle school, high school, all the way up to college, there's a lot that they can teach us, right? Whether it's about their own experiences, their individual cultures, what's hot on TikTok right now, like whatever it is, like they have a new perspective and experience that we didn't have. So not only teaching with a positive smile and energy, but also taking time to listen and learn from the students or from the audience with that same energy as well.
Yep.
All right. Number 5.
Yep.
Yeah.
We provide and expect an excellent effort, no matter how big or small the task.
Excellent effort. We understand that the level of output might not always be excellent because maybe you're starting at whatever level that you're starting at, but we do want the best effort no matter what, whether it's writing your name, whether it's creating a business presentation, whether it's creating a social media video, no matter what you're doing within our team or within our classrooms. Excellent effort. All right. So sometimes I'm working with people and I get something that might not be up to a De'Von standard, right? But instead of asking instead of saying like, oh, do this better or this isn't good, I say, is this the best that you can do, right? And if someone's like, nah, I think there's some things I could go back and, all right, cool. You let me know. This is an open answer. Is this the best that you can do? And if not, what are things that you think within your ability you can do better? And it's like, okay, well, I could have done this, and if I really could have thought about it, I would have, maybe did this and do that. Cool, go ahead, do that, come back, and we'll see where it's at right there, right? And then usually just that alone, it'll come back 2 times, 3 times better. I'm like, okay, here we go. This is it? This is the best you can do, right? This is your best effort? They're like, yep, this is it. Cool, right? And I accept it, and sometimes I'll coach a little bit more like, all right, well, something that I think you did really well was I really like the animations that you did here, but I think if you took maybe another hour, 2 hours, maybe watch some YouTube videos, you could have edited this part just a little bit more. So on the next round, watch some YouTube videos, learn this a little bit more, and let's see if we can take this to the next level, all right? But excellent effort is all we can ask for.
Yep.
Right? So for you, your brand, your company, think about the 3 to 5 core critical actions that, if done correctly, if you stick by this culture and this code, you cannot fail. All right. Queen,
Okay.
as we wrap up, Queen,
Okay.
I just like hearing her say it sometimes. As we wrap up this episode, any words of encouragement or guidance you want to give entrepreneurs or couplepreneurs that might rewatch this and take notes and build out their core ideology?
It can seem like this is not important. This can seem like, like we know what we're doing, like we sell coffee or whatever you do, we just need to focus on how to do that better. But you don't realize how important this is, especially this is extremely important once you start to grow your team, because you don't want to just bring on people that are there just for a check. Yeah. And if you don't have these types of things, then you're going to attract, right? If you're not exuding this energy, if you're not finding people like, this is what we do you fit this culture, right? Tell me about how you personify, right, this core ideology. Then you're going to get whoever. And they are a reflection of you and your business when they're out in the world. Yeah. So I think it's really important for you to, especially, really regardless of the size, but especially when you're going to get to the point where you're starting to grow your team, that you sit down and get really serious about what your vision and mission, all your core ideology is, so that, again, you can start to attract those people that fit this mold, that fit this core ideology, that identify and personify these things, because company culture is huge. Right? That's why I think, a lot of people like Chick-fil-A, right? Yes, they make a pretty daggone good chicken sandwich, but they also say my pleasure every time you say thank you, or every time you ask for something, right? It's not like, here you go, right? It's like my pleasure. It's like, oh, okay, so it makes you feel comfortable saying, actually, can I get this? Actually, can I get this, so that you get exactly what you want every single time, right? It creates a culture of what sets them apart from other fast food restaurants. Right.
And to that point, I think the customers have an amazing experience with Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
But some employees don't have a good experience and they choose to leave. And I think Chick-fil-A knows we're okay with that.
Yeah.
And I think you as a business owner, you need to build out your critical actions, core ideology, and know some people are going to be uncomfortable with you have to show up on time and prepared every time's everything. Some people are going to be uncomfortable with you need to teach and learn with a positive energy and smile. Those people aren't for Play Black Wall Street.
Right.
And that's okay. But we're building this culture so that our customers, so that our students always have an amazing experience. And I think that's probably the hardest part with us, like with building this business, is building a core ideology and seeing how past employees or current employees didn't align with these critical actions or with these core values, and having those, kind of uncomfortable conversations at times. But as a business owner, you need to get comfortable having those uncomfortable conversations to protect your legacy and to protect your brand. All right? The last thing that I'll say about this is make sure you share this video, right? Make sure you share this. If you got any value out of this, if there's another couple who also owns a business, if there's a friend that you know that's trying to build their business and they might need some support in building out their core ideology, go ahead and slide this video into their DMs, text it to them, share it via email. And you and your partner, I want you to rewatch this and actually take notes. Right? My actual call to action to you was going to be to plan an actual week-long retreat. This is what we did. It was like 5 days actually. Yep. We did a 5-day retreat. We went somewhere else, right? You can stay home or you can do an Airbnb, drive somewhere, camping, whatever it is, and actually write out what's our mission, what do we want to do, what's our economic goals, write out what's our vision, what's the vision statement, what are our core values, have it visible so you can see it, right? And have days where you can really marinate on it, right? Think about it, mastermind, and then at the end, write down, have a nice document with all your core ideology, right? Use this video to support. If you need us to be in the background listening to give you some context, definitely feel free. Donald Miller also has a lot of great videos available to help you build out your mission statements, available for free on YouTube. But as the Queen said, don't wait, right? Don't hesitate. Build that strong foundation for your company so that you can have that skyscraper of a brand 100 years later. Okay, Queen, you good?
I'm great.
You're great. You're fabulous. You're amazing.
Yes.
Her love language is words of affirmation. So it's also good to know people's love language if you're having a couple build a brand together. But we appreciate y'all tapping into the Melanated Married Millionaires in the Making show. I'm your host, De'Von Travell, creator of Black Wall Street, the board game.
And I'm Sinclair, aka the Health Nerd.
Make sure y'all secure the marriage. Make sure y'all secure the love. And of course, make sure y'all secure the bag. Peace.